Before we start, can I just say something?
No.
Well, that is starting.
That's going to cost you $5 to say
That's
something.
not the something.
What are you going to say?
So I saw today on TV that they're coming out with these headphones that are going to read your mind. Did you see that?
How does that work?
Why would anyone want that?
Because like they're saying like people like who get really relaxed or too hyper, it's going to be like an app that tells them exactly what to do to like either relax or get themselves like a little bit more energy. Yeah, it was like this whole thing.
How does it do that? Through just touching your ears?
It's like an app and it literally reads your mind. It's like brainwaves and stuff. Yeah, they were talking about it.
I don't believe it either because you have to directly interface with the brain. Like
look
Neuralink.
It up.
Neuralink works.
Telling you, this is the thing.
People who
believe everything
who
you
are
see on TV,
paralyzed
Mom?
and they use. Mom believes anything she sees on TikTok.
90%.
Yeah, literally.
Well, you
like
shouldn't.
her and dad.
It's like an age thing. Like the older people get, I notice, the more they believe everything.
Yeah, you hear that?
I mean,
you want to be perceived as young?
No, but
don't believe
Mom,
it.
actually, Mom, she believed everything when she was young. You believed everything when you were younger too.
Okay, first of all,
She's very gullible.
I put common sense to it. So if it makes sense to me, then I'm going to believe it.
Okay, explain. Okay, common sense. Explain how the headphones read your brain then.
I can't use the words that they said, but what they said made sense.
So it's common sense.
I can't remember exactly the words they said.
I want to see this.
Dad will
I'm gonna look it up.
So I can
Dad
see
will
Mom
send me a
more.
TikTok with legit 500 likes on it and act like it's like something to live by.
Dad's
And I'm
the
like,
worst one.
What credibility does this have? Like, even if it did have 1 million likes on it, that doesn't mean it's true.
I'm wondering what kind of feed Dad has where the only things that he gets are things that no one else watches.
I'm wondering
I
what
have
kind
no
of
idea. I think it's
fragile
'cause he
mind
scrolls so
Dad
much.
has that he's getting the things he's getting. Because the audiences that these people
Okay,
are
hello.
targeting.
Okay, hello.
It's called MW75 Neuro. Look it up.
Sounds like a vibrator.
It uses electro. How do you say that word?
She can't even
vibrator
read it.
could definitely be used for mind control.
Electroencephalography.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Or EEG, an artificial intelligence to track the wearer's focus levels by reading their brain waves. Okay, so it's not reading their mind; it's reading their focus levels.
Their brain waves.
That's
Yeah, but
not
how
reading your
accurate
mind.
is that? Like, come on. It's probably like
It
plus
could
minus
literally be
200%
fake.
accuracy.
It's just like a lie detector test. It could literally be fake.
I don't know. That's
remember
crazy.
that lie detector test that we used to do for videos?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that thing was that
Wait,
accurate.
do you guys
honestly.
remember?
I don't know. They
Claudia and Brandon, do you remember that game we had? We would play it at Dad's. It was like a board game, but it came with like a little handheld lie detector test that you put on your fingers.
Yep, and it was based on how hard
And
you
we would treat
you
it
gripped
so real. We probably used it and
I
pretended we
don't
were
remember that.
It's like a random core memory I have. It was from like the house before the house that Dad currently lives in.
I mean, they use them for like in jail, criminals. They use them. in
Yeah,
court.
You know what?
I think it's more of like
I
a
think
scare
it was that
tactic.
game Brainiac? Was that what it was called? Remember
It might have been called
with
Brainiac,
the weight
yeah,
and the chips
to see if you were lying.
Remember?
Yeah, it was something like that. But remember, we figured it out. It's just the harder you grab
Yeah.
it, the more it says you're
Yes,
lying. Because if
yes.
you're nervous, you grip something
Oh,
harder.
wow.
Literally,
Yeah, it's kind of smart
yeah, and then
actually
the magic
But
was gone.
okay,
for a toy.
let's be honest here. Is it a good idea to be able to read your mind and have that data floating around all over the place?
I mean, I don't think AI is necessarily a great idea in general.
Have you seen the movie? It wasn't. I don't know what it was called. I don't even know if I saw it, but you could hear everyone's thoughts. So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there was no
a few
privacy
movies like that.
Like imagine, because I know
literally-
you've had some dark thoughts at times. Imagine
I'd
if
be
you
in
were
trouble.
walking
I'd
out
have
in
to
public and
stay
people can hear
If
it.
I would have
Yeah,
to
I'd
stay
have to stay
inside. You guys
inside.
could read my thoughts at all times. You'd have me institutionalized within minutes.
Why is that? What's the
Why
type
would
of
I
thought that
tell
would get
you
you
that right after
institutionalized?
saying that?
I think everyone would be institutionalized. Maybe it'd be more normalized to have.
You know what I
Bad
think?
thoughts.
The sweetest people in the world would probably end up having the darkest thoughts, and then
Maybe.
and then everything would be super
That'd
confusing.
be awesome.
I don't know. I think everybody has dark thoughts. I don't think there's one person on earth that just always thinks.
Well, some
like,
people are
sweet.
completely open. Like Dad will just say what's on his mind.
I have a
yeah.
question
So
for
I
you
think
guys.
what is going on?
Are you
Yeah, go ahead.
guys? Does the idea of watching scary movies alone at night appeal to you at all?
No.
No.
Why?
Why do you do that? Are you like trying to challenge yourself?
No. I enjoy watching scary movies, but also it's a lot of it is because ever since getting into acting, like it just kind of makes me see how easily faked everything is, so things don't scare me as much. And also,
I mean, if you're looking at it from a different like perspective, which I assume that you are, if you're saying that, I can imagine that it's not as scary. But when you're just like sitting there to watch it, like even Jesse and I will go to pick movies and it's like something that's horror and he's like, no, I don't want to watch that. Like I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
yeah, it's like people have
I
different.
don't think it's so much.
It's like a pain tolerance. People have different like scare tolerances.
I just don't like I hate jumping out of my skin when something pops out.
Okay, so there's a difference between scary, like really scary, like somebody's like, I don't know, not the the jumping.
I don't like jump scares
the stuff
either.
that's like outside your windows, like looking in and you think somebody's looking in your house, like that's scary.
If I was alone here, like when Jesse's not here, I can't watch, like, I mean, I've watched things that are more like mystery thriller, I guess, type shows or something, and it literally will make me feel on edge, like, because I can't see out the windows, but people can see in, and then I start getting paranoid.
I would be terrified to stay in that house by myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Do you remember the house
it's
that we
not
lived
scary.
in when we were kids?
Which
the one on the Indian reservation. This is how every horror movie starts or documentary. They're like,
which one
this
are you
was on
talking
an
about?
Indian reservation.
What?
Yes, in Carroll County.
What?
The first house that you and Dad bought
That wasn't
together.
an Indian reservation.
Yes,
Who
it
told
was. Dad
you
told me that when I was a kid. Remember all the rocks they had, and they had to take dynamite. Dude, this neighborhood was crazy. There were so many. It was so rocky.
do you remember
They
this?
took dynamite and were blowing up the neighborhood in order to build the houses. You remember that,
What?
Mom?
The
You gotta
one
get
on
get the
Court?
memory earphones.
The one on Court?
Yes.
I
Really?
didn't know that was an Indian reservation.
Yes,
He never
it
told
was
me
an
that.
Indian reservation.
That neighborhood is where Alex saw a ghost.
Huh?
No, then it's possible.
No, he didn't. And it was so rocky. They blew it up with dynamite. Do you remember them blowing it up?
I remember the dynamite stuff, but I didn't remember
Yeah,
Indian
but what does it have to do
reservation.
with anything else?
This is what has to do. Okay, when I was a kid, I saw things.
Well, that's why Alex saw a ghost in
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
court
remember
then.
he was
You've never
saying
said
this the other
Brandon.
night. No, when Brandon was
The
like really
basement?
little, he did.
Yeah, maybe I was just delusional. Like that could be a possibility. The basement in our neighborhood, in that house, was terrifying. There was something in there. So remember how it kind of like it was like L-shaped
We used to
when you walked
play
down the
it.
steps, and you had like the cats on the
Yeah.
one side, and then you had the other side, and it was not finished.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would peer down there in the pitch black, and there was a creature that would be
Yeah,
moving
you're
around.
imagining things.
Whatever.
You might have seen
I truly believed it. I was also a terrified kid.
No, I think you saw
I
the
was
ghost
too.
of one of the cats that died.
Do you remember when I would stand at the end of your bed when you and Dad were sleeping?
Yes, that was freaky.
You think I was creepy?
I think you were
I
sleepwalking.
remember one time the door was locked and I like didn't know what at the time because I was probably like 6. And now that I think back, you're probably
No, we probably weren't.
Then they just didn't want your little bullhead ass creeping in their room again.
Like,
Big
you
ass
look like
head,
a
too.
kid from like The Shining.
I didn't say it was big. You had a bowl
looked like one of
cut.
those baseball bobbleheads that people
No,
stick
you
to their
had a
dashboard.
bowl cut.
Yeah, that's Mom's fault, not me. Do you think I chose that?
It didn't.
I would
I'm
have chose
sorry,
a cool
but
haircut,
that was
like
a cute cut.
like a mohawk or something. When
It
I was
It
a
was the
kid.
really
definition of a bowl cut.
Oh, he
I
feels.
had to get a bowl cut. I played baseball in Carroll County. Every kid had a bowl cut. You
Oh
gotta
wait,
fit
I
in.
never finished my
Yeah,
thought. I was gonna
everybody
say,
had a
why do you
cut like
think
that.
some kids grow up scared and some kids grow up like fearless? Like I was a very, very scared kid, and that followed through into adulthood with all of my anxiety and stuff. And I feel like you guys are similar because Claudia has like her OC.
Oh, it's a mix of a bunch of things.
It's probably because we would literally be watching Saw when we were like
Yeah.
8 years old, and you were like probably like 8, 9, 10, I don't know, but we were literally
Yeah.
so young, sitting in the basement. We'd turn all the lights off and watch Saw movies and Insidious, and then we'd all be
God,
terrified to walk
Insidious.
upstairs to go to bed. Like,
Yeah.
why did we do that?
No, I
don't
can't believe
know.
I was talking to Alex about this. Alex is kind of like our stepbrother. When we were kids, we would watch the most disturbing movies. Like worse than Saw, we would watch
Human Centipede.
that
Human
one.
Centipede.
Oh, we watched Human
Yeah, that's
Centipede,
terrible.
but then Hostel. Remember Hostel?
Yeah, and all the movies with like the mutants in them.
Yeah, it's messed up.
What was Hostel?
It's so wrong. Kendi, you were like 6 years
Yeah,
old.
I
I
the
know.
movie, the hostel where they hung the girl like upside down over a big bathtub and like sliced her
Yeah,
body
oh my
until all the
God.
blood
It's-
drained in the
that's
bathtub.
disgusting.
It's a messed up. They basically abduct people who
Yeah,
are
that's not-
in their 20s who are traveling abroad. They abduct them,
right.
And then in this hostel, and then they take them to this place where rich people pay to murder them with different
Disgusting,
tools.
and someone bathed in
Okay,
her
this
blood.
is also sounds like it's based.
it's always old
It
guys.
sounds like it's based off of a literal true story. Like that sounds like
Probably.
a
It I feel like anything that people think up in movies besides like the fictional fantasy type movies has probably happened at some point.
Well, shouldn't they check out the
Wait.
person that's creating the movie
no.
then?
I was watching this.
Like Human Centipede, that's a sick mind.
Sometimes I'm
I
watching.
always
Yeah,
wonder
he-
too. How do they pitch? Sorry, Candy.
He needs to be put in an insane asylum.
No, I was just gonna say. I wonder how do they pitch these movies
I think
to
we've had this
producers and
exact
stuff. Like, I have this
conversation on the
great
podcast
idea.
before.
I know we have.
Because I don't understand it. How do you pitch that?
Do you guys like the more real ones or the more like science fiction-y paranormal?
Neither.
stories?
Paranormal.
I don't like any of them.
If I were to
I
pick
like the
one,
psychological horror movies
Yeah.
that make you really think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Not so scary.
Midnight Mass.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
good.
it was so weird though? Like
So
the end of
weird.
it, I'm like, where is this going?
So weird.
It's so weird. Did you watch until the end, Mom? I feel
Yeah,
like you
but
would
you know
like
what
it.
I
It had
really
like a
like?
decent
Okay,
message.
so I don't like horror, but the show From. Have you seen that?
From no.
You don't have it seen? Oh my god, that it's the most bizarre show. I can't remember. I think it's on. They moved it, I think, to either Amazon or Hulu or something now, or Netflix. But it's so good and it's scary because it's you just gotta watch it. But it's weird.
Yeah.
Like they get stuck in time and it's like this horror thing. Like, but usually I don't like stuff like that. But I actually liked it. So should watch
Candy,
it.
what were you gonna say? I cut you off.
You think I remember
Sorry.
at this point?
Well, you should have stored the
That
memory.
doesn't- I don't do that.
Cue it up.
That thought is so far gone.
Yeah, like that was like
I
10
feel
minutes
bad.
ago.
I cut her off. Candy's just way easier to cut off than having her here in person.
Yeah, trust me,
Sorry,
Brandon
Candy.
never
I can
would cut
say-
me off in person. He knows what would happen.
What would you do? You would take this baseball bat they have right here.
Oh, I
bash
wouldn't
me in the
need
head.
a baseball bat. I got 10
Katie, we
perfectly
missed
good
you
fingernails.
we missed you for the Halloween party.
Yeah, what did you do on
How did you guys even
on
have
Saturday?
fun without me? Or did you not?
No, we definitely
Alcohol.
had fun. No,
I mean-
we had fun.
I did go upstairs at 9:30 and I was
Yeah,
so
we were
tired.
like, "Where's Claudia?"
Yeah, Claudia disappeared. Jesse's like, I think she's sleeping.
I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah,
I,
well,
went
if
she was
I
upstairs.
would
taking
have
her
been there,
wig off.
Claudia would have stayed downstairs until 10:30.
I just went up and hung out with the cats. I was exhausted. It was like 9:30 and I'm like, this is when I lay down.
You did a good job hosting.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was a good
oh, you know what I
time.
did?
Good
I
job.
watched scary movies by myself.
Oh my god.
That's what you did? You didn't even go to a party?
No, I don't. Well,
Candy, if you were here, you'd have the same exact hair color as Claudia.
Yeah.
I know.
And Kate, I guess.
I know.
She was
amazing.
turning
amazing.
around and we kept thinking
that
it
wig
was you.
so damn heavy. It was like killing my head.
Yeah.
That was a good
It was
wig.
really funny.
It looked real.
I know.
And it didn't look like Claudia at all. Like if you dyed your hair that color, you would not look
no,
like
it looked
yourself.
like Kennedy, except
Probably-
she was a little too
Probably because
short.
you have had blonde hair for basically ever.
That was great.
Yeah, you missed out, Kennedy.
I know. I wish I could have been there. I'm sad about it, but
It's okay. One day in the future, when there's teleportation, you could just teleport here and then teleport back.
no, we should have a Christmas party though.
Are we still gonna do the drink thing?
Aren't you coming during
yeah.
Thanksgiving?
drink to tradition?
Oh my God,
Yeah, we
the
need to
drink
do
contest.
that.
I'm gonna try
Yeah, we
way
did
harder
this-
this year.
Me too.
Well, let me explain it real
Some
quick.
of
We
them
did
be
this thing.
mocktails because like
Well-
I feel like alcohol can just be gross no matter
Yeah.
what.
Let me explain what it is. We did this thing last year. Was it your idea, Claudia? Whose idea was it?
I think it was mine between me and mom or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Dakota.
each couple
Dakota.
is supposed to make a fancy like cocktail drink, and then we all vote on it to see who
they
has
have
the
to
best
be
one.
presentation.
They're Christmas
and-
related. You have to present them. They have to have like some sort of theme going
Just
on. They
thinking
have to
about
taste
how
good.
last year I took the bows off of Claudia's mini Christmas tree and tied them around
Yeah.
my drinks because I was so unplanned. I shockingly
I remember
did not have anything.
we tried. Well, Dakota and I tried so hard, but then Brandon goes and acts like he doesn't have supplies.
I know.
And then all the next thing you know, you've got this like whole entire like magical like music
Interactive.
and lights and that was happening
They're
that
gonna
we
get.
couldn't believe.
It's
And
gonna get chaotic like years going forward.
I know.
'cause
Yeah, I know.
everyone-
I don't know. I really got to think about this
Brandon,
like performances
How long
and
have you and
stuff.
Kate been together?
one. I think like 2 years in May.
Damn,
Insane.
it's gone by fast.
Hey, May's almost a year away.
Yeah, well, that's like around our anniversary, I think.
Wow.
Somewhere around that. I forget what we like decided on, but it's definitely over a year.
And how's your relationship going?
Which, I mean, really good. I'm lucky.
Oh,
I'm lucky for sure because, well, I thought I was just going to be single for a long time. But I think when you think that, that's when you end up getting in a
yeah.
relationship, maybe. When you're just like, I don't really want to be in anything.
When you're not thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
I'm
good.
so happy for you guys.
What about you, Kennedy? You dating around? You on Hinge?
No, first of all, I'm banned from Hinge. So
How'd you get banned from?
How do you get
because
banned
people
from
report me
Hinge?
for being a fake profile.
That's gonna be
Oh my God.
That's gonna be the title of this video. Kennedy's
God.
banned from Hinge.
Kennedy's banned from Hinge. That's actually a good title.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you get banned from Hinge because they think you're not you.
That's so
Because
unfair.
people
How do
wouldn't
they do
expect her
that?
to be on it, so they're
Well,
like,
I do have,
that's
I have
not her.
Raya.
Yeah, but they
I have
can't do
Raya, which
that.
is like they say it's a dating app for celebrities. It's not at all. I've seen like maybe like 3 celebrities on it, and I never matched with any of them. Sadly,
I could never get approved
yeah,
on there.
you know what's messed up? I got put on the wait list.
Same,
when
and I couldn't
joined.
get
Yeah, it's-
on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Kenny gets on right
no,
away.
it took me like a while for my application to get like 2 years randomly, and then I randomly just got on it.
I think somebody has to like
But
approve
listen to this,
you,
you have
maybe.
to pay for it. It costs $20 a month, and it's not worth
What?
it.
Oh no, they went the money direction. Now they probably approve more people now. I
Probably
guarantee
because
it.
all I see on it is like finance bros.
well,
Yeah.
people found Zach Bryan on it when, like, a day after he broke
Yeah,
up
I
with
don't
his girlfriend.
know how people find celebrities on it because I really never do. And last time I went on the app, it's not even a dating app anymore. It's like a networking app.
Well, that's basically dating apps nowadays.
I feel like that's probably what it was created for, and then it just turned into like, who can I find on here?
Well, Cory, weren't you telling me that dating apps now are basically ways to find like OnlyFans accounts?
It's half OnlyFans people promoting, and then the other half is people that spend $500 a month on the high end of like the package.
500 a month.
What?
Yeah. The high end for Tinder is $500.
What? For what?
What do you get for that?
I don't know.
That's so stupid.
I feel like you have to have like an addiction to dating apps to want to pay the highest
Yeah.
fee.
Like all these apps started out to actually try to find people connections, and now they're just like trying to make as much money as they can off of people's relationships.
yeah.
Well, Hinge's thing is
insane.
like, our goal is to delete the app. We want you to delete the app. Which is
You're
honestly
right.
good marketing because they make it seem
It's
like
good marketing, but they do not want
I know,
that.
but they
They
make
want
it
you
seem
to
like they
find
don't give
someone.
a f- like we just want you to find love and then you're done with us until you break up and then you re-download us.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was single, I think I downloaded those apps like every so often, and they were so disappointing.
So disappointing. Yeah.
God, I
I
had so
never-
much fun with them.
I never kept up with anyone on it. Like, I just
Hinge is the only one that I've heard work.
Can I
do
wait?
work
Can
for
I
me.
tell one story? Oh God, this boy I was talking to on Raya like 2 years ago, and he was a really nice boy, but I don't know if I want to say this 'cause I don't want him to hear it. Actually, I don't care. He probably won't see
He's
this.
not going to hear this.
I don't know. He randomly would watch my stuff and text me about it, and I feel bad because I never responded to like his last couple of texts, but I have no interest in having a long distance anything with anyone. Anyways, and it just wasn't that serious. We were just like talking as friends. But anyways, he did pottery, and I thought that was very interesting. And obviously, I'm an artist. I love pottery, whatever. So I asked him. This was maybe after a day or two of texting, and I asked him, or I said something like, "When you're playing with the clay, do you ever want to like bite it?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, all the time." And I was like, "Okay, so bite it and send me a video."
No, he
He
did
sends
not.
me a video of him biting the clay, and then I was like, "Okay, good. Now send me another video of you chewing it and swallowing it." He sends
No,
me.
Kennedy.
I'm not kidding. He sends me a video of him taking a bite, chewing it. You can hear him crunching on the clay, and like you can hear the
Ew.
swallow. He's like,
It's probably toxic.
and he was cute. He was
Oh,
like
it
a
does-
cute guy
it's not
too.
natural.
I was like,
That's funny.
honestly, I respected him. He was really, really nice. He sent me his merch hoodie, and it was really cute. So if he happens to see this, I hope you found love. But this is a funny story that I tell people all the time because it's just so funny.
He's like, God, I did that.
Some
and
people,
forgot
yeah,
nothing
but
out of
I
it."
feel like you can't even like judge it because I just feel like some people like they do it just to be funny and like, yes, it's kind of disgusting. I don't think I would ever chew and swallow clay, but
I would. That's why I
maybe
appreciate
he has
it.
pica.
It sounds like he kind of wanted to try it anyway.
I feel like Jesse would have done
he was-
something like
he was
that.
in
It's like a
he was in
dare.
California, so I knew I was probably never, or like I never really go to LA anymore. So I was like, I'm probably never going to see this man. But also, I was in the phase of whenever I would talk to people on dating apps, I would just ask them to do things and see if they would do it without knowing me. Like, I'm just like, you don't know who I am. We've barely talked. We've never met in person. And you would be surprised how many guys will send whatever I ask for. They'll be like, I'm at the grocery store, and I'll say, okay, send a selfie holding a loaf of bread. They send me a selfie holding a loaf of bread.
They probably think it's funny and it's entertaining.
Well, yeah, it's a good way to weed
Who
out the
knows?
boring ones.
There's probably a lot of guys that want to be controlled too.
Oh,
And they,
yes,
like, get
there
off on it.
is. A little too much.
Back when I was single and I made Hinge, I remember I set my location to New York City because I didn't like the people I was getting around here, and I just figured there'd be better people in New York City. So I did that, and then I ended up meeting this guy on there, and he like seemed really nice and just like normal and whatever, and he was like telling me he just moved to New York and he was working some like finance job or something, and he didn't really know many people and whatever, and we were gonna end up like going on a date. Like, I was literally gonna drive to New York and go on a date with this guy.
God.
And then like they were like COVID happened or whatever, like some of us got COVID, or like you guys did, and then I was like, it's just a bad idea because I don't want to spread it to anyone. And then literally, like, I want to say probably a year or so later or something, I feel like it was a year later, I think I was on Twitter and I saw a picture of this guy, and I was like, why does it look so familiar? And it was the guy that I was supposed to go on a date with, and he ended up getting on The Bachelorette. And
Oh my God.
it was like, people were like loving him and like putting him on Twitter, whatever. I don't remember if I don't think he ended up with the girl at the end of it, but I just thought it was so funny that I like had previously talked to him, and then he like ended up on The Bachelorette.
He
God,
was
thank
one of
God
the
you
good
ended up
ones.
with Jesse.
That reminds me
have
of
to worry about her.
movie that I watched last night. You guys might have seen it actually. It's with Anna, red hair girl.
Anna Kendrick. Oh, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I watched it.
It's a 70s dating show, and
Oh, I was gonna watch
it's with
it. I
three
saw the
guys,
previews.
and one of the guys happens to be a serial killer, and they go through all of his like different killings that he
Yeah.
had before he got caught.
Yeah.
It was pretty entertaining.
It was entertaining, but I feel like I mean, I know they just wanted to just like portray reality, but didn't you feel like it was kind of just like anticlimactic, like nothing?
Yeah, it was nothing like
It
crazy
was simply
happened.
just the story. There was
Claudia,
like
you would
no
really like
big thing.
Yeah.
new movie on Netflix. I watched it yesterday. It's called Don't Move, about this girl who gets attacked while she's this guy injects her with like a
Oh, where
paralytic.
she can't move. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
me
saw
and
the
Jesse were
previews
gonna
for
watch
that
it,
too. That
but we
seemed
started
weird.
watching The Escape of. I can't remember the name of the prison, but it's basically a movie or a show about these two guys who like plan this escape from the prison that they're in, and they like get the.
I saw
one
the
of
preview.
women that work there.
I saw the preview for that, and I almost started watching it.
It's honestly like really entertaining. Like the beginning of it, like it is weird, but Ben Stiller's directing it. And at first I was like, this show is so freaking weird. Like,
Is it kind of like Prison Break? That was one of my favorite shows when I was in college.
no, but this is
I loved Prison Break.
this is like a true story that actually happened, and the acting in it is so good. Like the woman who plays she plays like the seamstress teacher basically or whatever.
Yeah, she's
like
a famous actress. Mom would know who she is. I forget her name though.
yeah, I forget her name too, but I looked her up. But she is so good in it. Like she plays her role so freaking well, and so does her husband.
She played Gypsy Rose's mom in the
Oh, okay.
TV
I was gonna
show
say
with,
she
with
looked
Joey King.
her like teeth stood out to me because I'm like,
Yeah.
why do I know who this woman is? But
She
just,
looks,
like, looks
so different in that
the show.
role. Like so different.
Yeah, like she just plays it so well. But it honestly,
know
we
who it
haven't
is.
finished it yet, but it is really entertaining. It's like one of those shows you like stop watching it for the night and you like keep thinking about it, like you want to know what happens
Okay, well,
next.
I know you will love the Don't Move movie. It's genuinely really good, and the main girl in it, I could not get over how stunning her face was the entire time, and she's like covered in dirt and blood.
I'll have to write all these down
I'll watch
when I'm
that
finished.
next.
Love is Blind.
Last movie recommendation that I haven't watched because Kate does not want to watch this with me. The Platform 2.
Oh, you still haven't watched it?
Have
What
you
is
have you
that?
watched it already?
I don't even know what that is.
We got to watch 2.
What is it?
The Platform is basically 100. It's a prison, and it's 100 different levels, right? And you get put on each one. The food is on a giant table that looks like one of those like medieval tables with when they have just full of food. It starts at the top, so the person on the first floor gets to eat whatever they want. each level it goes down, you get less and less food because more people eat it until it gets to the lower level, and you like basically have scraps. So they have to somehow communicate with each other to make sure that everyone gets fed, but most of them are
Yeah,
and
they don't care.
and they don't care. So
That's
it's like
a movie?
it's like a social experiment. It's so entertaining.
And then every so often they swap places on the
Yeah. They swap plates. You can you over.
So
Like
you're
you
like,
get,
oh, you over at the bottom. I'm gonna eat all your food now. Make sure.
and
I
you
don't
could get
any.
unlucky where you keep getting on the lowest floor. It actually goes deeper than 100, but you can keep getting on the lowest floors.
That sounds so bizarre.
It's crazy.
It's a movie.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
at night they knock you out with gas. They drag you to a different floor, and then you wake back up, and the whole thing is just getting food from this table. That's the whole movie. But it's a crazy social experiment. It's just entertaining. They came out with the second one. It's on Netflix. You should watch it.
It's an actual movie though. It's not a
It's a
documentary.
movie. Mom, it's not. This is not real. This is
What?
like.
I can see people
Well,
doing.
because you
I
said
could-
social experiment, made it
yeah.
kind of made it sound
Well,
like it was real.
Like the prison is a social experiment. It's a
don't think
fictional
that
world,
would
though.
be legal.
I can see that being real.
No, it would not be legal.
You
That's super
kidding?
inhumane.
I feel like it would be.
I guarantee. The world is getting so right now that that's
Yeah,
something
nothing
they
would
would end
surprise
up
me.
doing and then
was gonna
streaming
say,
on TikTok to make
Exactly.
money.
It really doesn't sound all that like far off. Like the things that you would think are fake and actually have happened nowadays. I'm like,
Exactly.
Like, you know that movie? Like, it was it called Verve or something?
Nerve.
verb.
Nerve. It was like an app where they had to do like crazy. You like go climb this
That was
crane and you get like a ton of money for doing it or something.
I literally could see the world becoming that.
That's what Instagram and TikTok is turning into. It's like who can do
Yeah,
the
and same with
craziest to
Same
get
with
the
what's
most
that other
views.
show called?
That's scary.
I can't remember it. Where they all are in this like weird facility. Basically, they get like chosen to play a part of this game, and you can get shot if you lose. It was like a big
Like a
trending
hunting,
show
one of
for a
those-
while.
It was real?
Oh, Squid Games.
No, yeah, Squid Game.
Oh, Squid Games. Yeah.
Same thing with that. Like that. Like,
Yeah. Where's the line before it starts coming
Yeah,
real?
no,
and
it's
they're like, yo, let's
hilarious
start
because Squid Games
killing
came
people.
out and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is so horrible. This could never happen." And then Mr. Beast literally did a huge production that was basically the same, but they weren't getting shot.
Did you see that?
you got a random thumbs down.
When you said horrible, it went like, say horrible again.
Horrible.
Now it didn't do
Why
it.
are there
this.
thumbs and? I think
yeah,
that's
do
from
this, do this.
Facebook.
What the
I think it's from
that's
Facebook. I
horrible.
think it's a notification.
That's awful. Bad.
Yeah. Now it's not doing
That's
it.
awful
Kennedy,
and
you
bad.
said that, and there was a giant thumbs up. That was
it does
thumbs
on
down. that was going.
FaceTime. I'm
Yeah, it
surprised.
doesn't
it
No, I
does
think
that.
I think it's
Kenny, maybe
Cory's.
go like this.
It's Cory's notifications.
No, it was on.
That's
Kennedy's
so
screen.
weird.
No, because it did a thumbs
horrible.
up last week on her.
Now it's like
No, it did a thumbs up. I'm telling you, it's
like
Cory.
when
It's your notifications.
It's like when a dog does a really cool trick, and you're trying to get
That's
to
great.
do the
Somebody's
trick again,
giving you
doesn't listen.
notifications on like Facebook
Wow,
or
that's
something.
great.
That's what that is.
Say I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Say thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Oh,
There you go.
Yeah. woo!
There it
thumbs
is.
down. Thumbs down.
No, I think it only does it. It has to read your hand.
Thumbs down.
Because it's on Discord.
I know.
Okay, this is-
Oh, true.
It's on Discord.
Oh, anyway, yeah. The
That's
computer screen we're
why.
seeing Kenny through with like little thumbs up.
If you
little
have
thumbs downs
FaceTime,
are
you know what
popping
it is.
up.
Oh,
If
I'm
you do it
sitting
on
here thinking
FaceTime,
it's
it'll do it.
notifications from Facebook.
What were we talking about?
Mom is so long.
Anyway,
Wow,
now
Squid
that
Games. Squid
November-
Games.
Oh,
Squid
yeah.
Games.
No, November is coming, so that means it's almost time to decorate for Christmas.
Oh,
And
it's Thanksgiving.
yes, but I decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving so that I can enjoy it for more than just a month, because I think that's literally a waste of time if I can only
Wait,
enjoy
I
it
just
for a month.
realized.
I used to not like that time because I just remember Dad saying, "Brandon, go get the Christmas tree from the basement." I'll be like,
I just realized I don't
Hate
even
this
want to decorate my apartment because I'm not going to be here for the entirety of the Christmas season, basically. Well, I guess all of November I'll be here, but
Yeah, so this morning I went and shopped for Christmas decor because I obviously have to make the guest room very decorated
No, because of
because
Kennedy.
Kennedy's going to be in it, but
Oh my
it's going to look
God.
literally like Christmas threw up in this house because
I'm so excited.
that's literally like
Claudia, we should do
Make sure you
Vlogmas
get
and pretend we're
Ruby and
Zoella.
Percy stuff.
"What is that when you do every day?"
What?
Get Ruby and Percy stockings.
Yeah, I want to. What's the Christmas version of a boo basket? I want a hoe basket.
No, it's a stocking.
Claudia, I
Wait,
was
what's
watching.
I don't know what any. What's a boo
I
basket?
was watching your TikTok of Jesse making you a boo basket this morning, and I was literally like, first of all, I'm PMSing, but I was literally like tearing up. So I was like, this is so cute how he's so into it, and how like the side of him that you bring out, like this like childish, like loving side. He's just so sweet, and it was so cute. And I just love you guys so much. I'm just so happy that you're together.
Boo basket.
Can you define boo
You should have
basket?
seen Kenny the unedited footage. Like I was editing it, and I was literally like dying at some because he kept like redoing things. Like he'd put things in the cart and then re-put them in because he knew it like wasn't aesthetic enough the way he put it in.
Jesse literally
And, like, at one
cracks
point-
me up without even trying.
I know, it was so funny. And then he like didn't do an intro, and I'm like, why aren't you speaking and doing an intro to the video? And I was like, were you nervous to be filming yourself?
Well, I just loved how he's like
was
in
funny.
a muscle tank with his tattoos and his muscles out, and he's making his fiance a boo basket.
I know.
Like that's
But
a real man
what is
right
a boo
there.
basket?
Oh, a boo
Yeah, Brandon
basket
says this like 5 times.
is basically it's basically like a little Easter basket type of thing, but for Halloween.
Oh,
Like you're supposed to put candy, like a blanket, like
Whatever you want.
like
candles.
cute little things, and it's Brayden's taking
I
notes
know.
because he's
I
probably
was
gonna
just
do it
gonna
for
say
Kate
that.
now for
Well,
Halloween.
I don't go on social media that often, so like I don't see anything that's trending.
Yeah, but people were like basically would make them on like TikTok, whatever. And I had like mentioned it to him. I was like, "You didn't get me a boo basket, whatever." And then I forgot about it. And he like went to the gym one day, like, well, maybe blur that out. Not where we go to the gym. He went to the gym one day, and he was like, he took kind of long, but I was trying to make myself look like Sabrina Carpenter that day, so I was busy and distracted. And then he came home and was like, "Can you come down here?" And I came downstairs and he had a boo basket for me. And it was so funny too, because it like wasn't like the typical aesthetic one that had like candles and blankets and slippers. Like it literally had like Pez dispensers and like little Halloween eggs that he stuffed candy in and like put it all in the bottom of the basket.
You totally looked this up online and told him the Easter.
You should make the Easter basket, yeah.
So what's a Christmas one
If he
called?
wanted to,
Christmas
he
basket?
would.
There's no like, I don't think there is any Christmas one, but
Oh, ho ho basket.
Well, that one
A
you just
cozy
get
basket.
Christmas gifts.
yeah,
I think it should be a ho-ho
Right.
basket.
Yeah, ho ho basket's
Oh, that's
cute.
pretty good.
We'll create that trend.
Ho basket. That's a friend
And
thing.
Kenny,
though.
you better get me a good advent calendar because I got you a really good one.
I don't even know what to get you
my
for Christmas. I haven't gotten no gifts. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
I got Kennedy a $300 advent calendar.
Yeah, and I bet it's Anthropology
You're
or
telling
Lush.
her?
Oh
You're
my
already
God.
telling
No,
her
it's
what you
neither
got?
one.
Yeah,
of
she
them.
tells
That's
me.
not a
She
Christmas
tells
gift.
me, and then she tells me, so you have to get me one too. I was like,
Because every year I buy my own, and on the website it shows me what's in it, so then I already know what I'm
Oh,
getting,
right,
and then I'm
right,
like, this is so
right.
lame. So I want someone to
Yeah,
pick
you've
one for
probably
me and then give it to me, so I don't know what
seen
to
all
expect.
of them now.
Oh, well, now I know what to get you.
I got Jesse one. I got,
But you gotta give that
because
to her way
that
before
isn't
Christmas.
a Christmas gift. You get it on. You start it on December 1st, and you
Oh.
open it every day until Christmas.
Yeah, I do.
So I
have
got
an
her one that
advent
caters to
calendar,
her,
I will say.
and then I got Jesse one that caters to
It would be
him.
cool if there was one that had like Japanese snacks or something.
They probably do have one like
Can't
that.
you make your own?
You can, but it's
I don't
kind
know
of hard
how. Yeah, that would be tough.
because you have to fit
You have
things
to
in
open
little.
the things up.
It would need to be like a wooden box or something
They do make wooden box ones.
I mean, you
that you
definitely
can put your own
could.
thing in.
Yeah.
That'd
Like,
be
Yeah,
kind
they
of
make
cool.
Can
tons
reuse
that
it.
you can just
That'd be
do
pretty sick.
yourself.
I'm sure they have a.
I feel like mom, you like a medieval one or something with like little trinkets and crystals.
I just saw the coolest thing on Instagram. It was I was gonna send it to you, but I'm like, whatever. I just try not to send things too much.
Oh, why? Because we talk. You can still send
I
it.
try not to because
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
they're
can
not
just
gonna watch
send
it
it.
It's fun
anyway.
to talk.
So cool. It was these castles, but each one was a coffee maker.
Oh,
I
that's
might have
cool.
sent it to you.
Was it AI?
No,
Are
I
you
don't think
sure?
so.
Oh yeah, mom.
Oh, maybe it was. I
she-
don't know.
she-
I don't even know what
I'll
AI
tell
is
Kenny 'cause you
anymore.
saw it. Kenny, she showed me something this morning. It was a super jacked, muscular girl.
I didn't
who was,
think it was
who was also
necessarily
pregnant. I was like, Mom, that's AI
I said,
video.
did they put a girl's head on this man's body and then put a pregnant belly to it? He's like, it's AI.
Yeah, you can't be that
Anytime
lean
it
and
looks
pregnant.
like really smooth and like perfect
Yeah.
looking, like it's usually
It just
AI.
looked like somebody took her head and put it on somebody
like
else.
you know those like houses they'll post that like look like they're made out of pancakes and things, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or like the cats wearing
Yeah.
clothes, like
Yeah.
or the couch is like a gorilla or something, or like an animal and it looks real.
It's so cool though. I wish it
It
was
is cool.
real.
Yeah.
I know.
Like the houses that are made out of literal pancakes and have like syrup and butter as like furniture and things. I'm like, that's so cool.
Well, just wait until the videos get better, and then it really looks real, and you can make some
No one's
crazy.
what's
Yeah, but I want that to be
anymore?
real
Like you can make
life.
mountains made out of candy. Like you can make Candyland look real without having to like do any kind of
You know
production.
in Shark Boy and Lava Girl when they go to like that Candyland
Yeah.
area? I'm like, imagine if we had neighborhoods or like houses that were like that, and like you walk around and your floor's made out of like marshmallow.
Well, you
and
could
it's-
in like a really fancy VR that has all of that and it looks real.
You can't
Like,
feel it on your feet.
no, you in the future you'll be able to.
Yeah, really.
Neuralink, yeah.
Yeah, imagine walking on a marshmallow. You know how good
you'll
that
be
would
able
feel?
in your lifetime. You'll probably be able to walk on a marshmallow in a virtual world. That will,
I hope so.
and then you'll never want to leave because you'll come
no,
back
I
here and
don't-
you'll be like, "Wow, this sucks."
I don't want it virtual. I want it to be my real house.
I think that's bizarre.
It won't
though.
feel real. You,
It's-
Claudia, remember when you were a kid and you would do like kids and or Club Penguin and you had your own little room and stuff? You'll be able to have not just your actual house, but an unlimited amount of other houses inside of a virtual world that will
Yeah,
look
dude,
real.
I'm not gonna lie, but if that becomes a thing in my lifetime, I'm done for. Like,
It's going
I just
to.
think it's weird because it makes you not appreciate like what's real, like what's going on,
Yeah, what are
because
you
it's
supposed to
boring to
do?
people now. Like it'll be boring.
At that point, real will
I
be
think it's
relative.
not-
So
I
it'll be
think
like,
it's less
is this
about
real? Is
that.
that real? Who the
I think it's more like everyone's getting more and more scared to go out in public and do things, and the world is getting scarier, so everyone wants to retreat inside and build their own like safe bubble. I don't know, that's my perspective at least. Maybe I'm just projecting.
You have a very introverted perspective.
Well, they're
I gotta
making it
be.
easy to do that. Like I was saying to one of my neighbors the other day, I was like, yeah, we like live off of like DoorDash and Instacart and whatever. And she was like, yeah, like ever since I lived here, like anytime I get home, like I don't want to go back out. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
I think everyone's just like
so
that.
peaceful and
a lot of people
quiet. I
don't.
think there's no
Everyone,
traffic.
if you like your home and your home is like a safe space for you, everyone wants to be home as much as they can, and everyone loves to be in their own home and do what they feel safe doing. It's like nobody just like goes out in public really
Agree.
just because. I mean, they do.
Yeah, but you used to
I do.
have to.
They do.
Used to
I
be
do
like
it too,
forced to
get-
basically
get
because there was
fresh air
no
and
delivery.
stuff and to walk places and stuff. But
To get fresh air. Holy Kennedy.
what? I don't know.
You can pump fresh air into your house like through like a vent in your window.
My point is,
That's your-
I mean,
my
your
point
one
is, I
source.
could
They used to have
thrive
delivery.
in a world where you never had to leave your house.
I
mean, you-
remember
you
my
don't.
grandmother used to get food and milk delivered. There used to be a milkman.
You had a rich
That would
grandmother.
and then
deliver
they, like,
Said
to my
you
grandmother.
don't.
Did away
what
with
were you
that.
referring to?
Who, me?
Yeah,
What was it in response to? I don't remember.
you better not have been saying you don't, as in I don't ever leave my house.
He
Oh
was
no, I
definitely saying
said
that.
you don't have to leave your house. I said people already don't have to. You can stay in your house, never leave, get everything delivered to you. You don't have to leave your house. You can get
Right.
a nurse to come to your house and take care of you if
And
you're
a
sick.
vet.
Literally, you can get it.
You do not have to leave.
Yep.
You can anything
so
can come
long-
to your house now.
Wait, you
Yeah.
need to amend that sentence. So long as you have money.
Yeah,
Right.
literally.
Or
That
you
is-
know somebody.
That is true, but you were saying your grandmother used to get milk and
Like
you had
way
a rich,
before.
you had a rich grandmother.
Way before computers. My
Nowadays,
grandmother
you don't
used
need to be
get stuff
quite as
delivered.
rich to still get stuff delivered because the apps make it more accessible to everybody. So anything that
She
rich people
didn't.
had
She
back
wasn't
then,
rich.
well,
Right.
anything that rich people had back then,
She wasn't
you can now
rich.
you can get now with being like middle class or slightly
Getting milk
below
delivered
middle
was like a
class.
common thing. I
I
feel
think
like.
it was where how the
Yeah, why
only
do
way
people get milk delivered out
I
of
think
all
it was the
things?
only way milk was like to people's
didn't
homes.
have
There
any
would be a
grocery stores?
milkman. There would also be a diaper service. I remember diapers and I remember a milk. And I remember she would order it not
Like
online. She'd have to
reusable
call.
diapers?
Well, you know what's crazy?
No cloth. They would pick it up.
Yeah, reusable one.
You know what's crazy? I was watching that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie last night that took place in the 70s with the serial
gross.
killer, and like, and 70s, nothing has really changed that much since the 70s, except for like our phones and technology.
Yeah.
Everything else looked the same. Like a lot of the same.
Agree.
Well, Brandon, that was a movie.
No, the 70s have not. The last 50 years have barely changed. The main thing that has changed are the phones
Yeah.
Well,
and the internet.
the reason
Yeah,
it's
the computers.
people
Right.
think it's changed is because when you watch movies and things from the 70s, like it looks very old and grainy, and that's what you assume it was like. But
Well,
if you were-
technology, yeah.
if you're really
Yeah,
living in it,
exactly.
grass looks the same.
No,
the
everything.
sky looks the same.
A lot of the clothing was similar to the way it is now. The cars are not that different. It still gets you from point A to point B going the same
Well, they do look very
speed limit.
different.
I feel
The
like
speed limit then was the same as it
Cars
is
look
now.
different.
I feel like
There was no Teslas back
fashion
then.
and
Definitely
like
not.
design and stuff kind of peaked around that time because like 70s through the 90s, and that's why things keep getting brought back and repeated, because instead of creating new things we just keep referencing like things from.
Oh my God!
Now
What the
balloons
hell?
came up in front of Kennedy.
Now all these balloons were coming up. What did she say?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nothing to that was celebration.
Somebody's
I don't know.
listening.
Balloons?
Yeah, Discord. Stop
Say it
listening.
again.
Congratulations.
Repeat what you just
Party.
said.
No, I didn't say anything.
Did she
Party.
say party?
I didn't say party.
She said nothing to
No, she said
where
everything
balloons
keeps
would come
repeating.
up.
Yeah, I don't know. They were confused.
It's just
That was bizarre.
Guys, that's the main thing that's changed now. The fact that you can
know what
do
it is?
videos
It's
and have balloons
somebody
pop up.
listening from the. It's somebody listening, and they're trying to prevent me from saying whatever important thought I'm gonna say.
It's your spirit guide.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need to finish this
Does
one.
everyone have spirit guides nowadays? Was that
Apparently.
Did that start because of TikTok?
No,
I've never
that's
even seen
always
that
been
on
a
I
thing.
feel like every girl has a spirit guide. I guarantee half the girls listening right now have a spirit guide.
Well,
Okay, well, it's not
apparently
just a girl
everybody
thing,
has a
so I don't know
spirit
why you're
guide.
saying girls.
Apparently, everybody has several spirit guides, not just one.
Several.
That's what I've heard.
I
do you have a spirit
absolutely
guide?
do. And you know what? When the first few years,
What's their name?
there aren't names. It doesn't work like that, and that's why you're not enlightened. That's why you don't
Why?
get
'Cause I don't have a
it.
spirit guide.
Some do. Some have names.
Do you keep it on a leash?
I don't think about it like that. I guess
I think spirit guides are your just intuition.
spirit guides are just something that can provide you with comfort and clarity.
Next topic.
Claudia's out of it.
Imaginative friend.
Imaginary
next topic?
friend.
Should we answer a question?
Yeah, I said imaginative friend.
People
Imaginary
click
friend.
off the video, so we need to skip this part.
Click off the videos.
We need to start planning better.
Yeah, we can get a dual question. Hi, Walsh family. Absolutely love each of you and your content. Wherever I am, whenever I'm scrolling and see your faces, I immediately stop and watch the whole video. Ha! In your face, Claude. My question
That
is,
1%.
if you were starting social media from scratch right now at your current ages and had no following, how would you even start if your goal was to make it your full-time income?
I would literally just start doing exactly what I'm doing now. I probably would, because it's what I consume on a daily basis.
I don't
So
know,
just
'cause I
start
didn't go
posting
in-
what I consume.
I didn't go into it with the mentality of being like, this is what's going to make me money in life, and this is what I'm going to make my career out of, or whatever. So it would be weird for me to go into it with that mindset. I can't really imagine that. But like Claudia said, I feel like it's just, if you want to do something, do it. If you want to post something, post it. It's so normalized nowadays to have social media and be posting. It's like, it's not weird to take a video in public, to take a selfie in public. Like, it's just, this is the world we live in now. You either are a part of it or you're not.
Well, me personally, I don't know if I would do it, because I think that, well, like kids nowadays, they all want to be YouTubers. It's like the most wanted job or whatever. And I think it gets in people's head where it's like, oh, the coolest, best possible thing to do is to be like a social media star. And then it makes it seem like there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
At least to me, maybe because I'm surrounded by so many social media people at this point. Literally every single person that I know or talk to, literally besides my girlfriend, does social media to some capacity
Yeah.
as a full-time thing. So it makes it seem like nothing else exists. So what I would say is I would figure out if that's truly what you want to do, or if you just want to do it because it
Yeah.
seems cool when other people do it. That's the first thing. If you genuinely want to do it, then figure out, okay, what can you do that's super unique to yourself that you can create content about, that you would be like, oh, this is such a cool piece of content that you get excited and satisfied about, not just making it so you can try to go satisfy
I think that's really good
other
advice.
people, because you'll just get burnt out.
Yeah,
I've
it
always
is.
tried to make things that I feel like if it popped up on my For You page or whatever, I would watch it. Because if you wouldn't watch it, why are you expecting other people to watch it? So that's the mindset I've always had, is looking at it from the consumer standpoint. I think that helps put things into perspective. But it's also just like, there's so many people posting now these days. I think another thing is to be as authentic as you're comfortable with being online, but also like still, you know, you have to be authentic to a degree, unless you're making that like rage bait content that's
Well,
just
no,
like
it's completely
soulless.
true, because I've experienced pretty much everyone around me having their own level of success with social media. And I think out of the content that I made, the vlogs probably worked best because they were just natural. Mm-hmm. But what I've noticed with everyone who's had success, whether it's Claudia, Jesse, Kennedy, Nick and Cory, you, whoever, it does the best when it's simply the content that they would actually watch themselves or just enjoy making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as soon as you start derailing into doing something that you like don't care about because you just want to get famous, you're not going to get famous, and then it'll just make you super stressful.
Right.
And just
you're not going to get famous doing something that you hate.
I don't think you should.
You just
ever
get tired. Like
I don't think you should ever go into the mind. Ever go into something with the mindset of wanting to be famous, because it's not like a goal. Like that's not a real goal to be famous.
Yeah,
like,
but people do that. They still want to do that, so they will still try in the back of their minds to think that
why
way.
You want to be famous so bad. Like I just feel like it's coming from a different place, because that's not like, to me, I don't.
I do have to say though, if you can find the sweet spot where you genuinely enjoy making the content, it's super satisfying for you, and in the process other people watch it and really enjoy it, and you do get a certain level of like micro fame, or maybe you do get super famous from whatever the situation is, you'll enjoy it a whole lot more because it will be so genuine, because you'll be genuinely helping the people that watch you, and your fame will be justified. You don't want to start doing some dumb on TikTok to get famous, and then 5 years go by and you're like, I'm so stupid. Why did I do this? Why did I get myself into this rabbit hole? And now I have to do it for the rest of my life, and I'm stuck here.
Yeah.
Because that sucks.
And you want to do something that you can actually keep up with, because it can get exhausting at times, like we did with the body paint. That was just too much to keep up. So you can't just do that all the time. And the videos, because the videos were getting crazy. Kept feeling like we had to get crazier and crazier, and it's just too much.
Yeah, we had to get drunk every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
Not
like
good.
I still, because Claudia was asking me earlier if I'll ever do videos again, and I probably will make vlogs once in a while, because I do enjoy doing them, but I enjoy doing them just to do them.
I think they're
Not to
fun.
like turn it into because as soon as you start turning it into a business, then it becomes you're drinking for like the job.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like what other jobs what other jobs do you kind of get paid to just get drunk?
That's why
and be stupid.
I've never viewed my YouTube.
Bartending? I don't know.
Bartending maybe.
I've never viewed my YouTube channel as a job, or anything that I have done as a job. Like I've never thought of it that way in my mind. I still don't. And the way that I think of it now is just, I am very, very grateful to be making money from something that does not make me miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually don't think bartending. I think you have to be very sober in order to do that, to pay attention and deal with money, and to make drinks the right way. Although I do know some that did drink a lot. So I don't know. It can go one way or the other. Some of them were recovering alcoholics, not funny. And other ones were just, they haven't hit that point yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you guys know now that when you first started on social media, you would go back and change?
I wouldn't change anything.
I don't know if there's anything I would go back and change, but I have realized a trend recently, and I think it's a good piece of advice, especially to people who are like still doing YouTube, is a lot of big YouTubers who just want to be like as famous as possible and just be the biggest person on the platform. They don't realize that like everyone has a certain amount of attention each day, and everyone's attention nowadays is so fractured. Like think about all the different things you do on a daily basis and the random shit you're consuming. It's just very improbable that you'll end up being one of the best of the best. And what happens is your content gets super diluted and like random at that point. And you don't even know what it is anymore.
Also, if you get to a certain point and say you get really successful with it, to keep up that level of like what you're doing to just stay above is so difficult to do, that when they start to drop, that's when you start to see a lot of people going in depression.
Well, I've talked to my friend about this, who's a YouTuber who has worked and knows like all the biggest YouTubers. And the trend that a lot of them have is, and we had similar problems with this too, is you start spending so much money during your peak because you're like, holy shit, we're going to be huge.
Right.
So like, let's go all in. Every dime that you're making, you just throw back into what you're doing. And then you get used to this pattern. You have employees, you have this, you have that, you have all these things. And then at some point you either lose interest in the content you're making, the audience loses interest, or it just becomes repetitive.
And it drops real
and then
quick.
it drops, but then you still have to maintain all of the that you created. It's different when you have an individual YouTuber, when you have like a Kennedy or like a Ryan Trahan who like doesn't have a big team, or Claudia. Like Claudia doesn't have a massive team that she has to support. Jesse does, but he's very good at like managing the way he does things, because he actually listens to other people's experiences and then can properly adapt to it.
He also doesn't have a very big team. It's like 3 people.
Yeah, it's not like
his team's pretty small, but like some people, not gonna name them, have
I already know.
massive teams when they probably shouldn't.
Back.
I'm not gonna name them. Just bleep the name.
I feel like everybody knows he has like some massive.
Yeah, who cares?
Him and Mr.
But
Beast.
it's
Mr.
crazy though,
Beast,
because you
yeah.
start becoming so obsessed with social media and YouTube that you start neglecting everything else. I could see myself falling into it, where it's you start not caring about anything else.
Doing with your hair in those
I don't know.
headphones.
My hair feels crazy right now.
Push it back with the headphones. Your headphones are falling off your head.
It's so I can hear out of one ear, because I feel like I'm muffled.
You want another question?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
Read this one.
Do you want to read it, Claude?
Hi guys, what would be your advice on how to get over someone? I've been with this guy for about 5 years and we broke up in February. This was also my first relationship I've ever had. It's been months now and I still find myself checking his Instagram and his TikTok to see what he's up to. I've also recently found out he might be with someone new and it made me feel sick to my stomach. I feel like I should be over it by now, but I know it takes time and I felt like I was doing good for a while, but now it's gotten bad again ever since I found that out. We also live very close to each other and it's hard to forget when I see him driving by. Anyway, thank you so much. Love you guys.
Wow. Everybody
this is
always
a terrible
has these
piece of
problems.
advice. This is a terrible piece of advice, but I just have to say, because it's the first thing that came into my mind. To get over, you used to say this, mom, or
You gotta
somebody,
get
or dad
under
did.
someone else.
Yeah, to get over someone, get under someone else.
Honestly, it's like a double.
What?
It could go either way, because I always. Wait, do you hear me?
Yeah.
I always think, like, when I hear that, I'm like, yeah, it's not the healthiest choice, but it genuinely does help. Like, sometimes your mind just needs that distraction.
I think in most cases,
I think
it's a short-term solution.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it can literally backfire on you, and afterwards you can be like, that was terrible. I miss the person I was with so much more now. But also you have to remember, like, getting over someone is not a linear experience, especially when you've been with them for 5 years. You're going to have moments where it feels again, or you are like crying about something that they once helped you with, or you have a moment of like weakness where you want to go look at their social media pages or whatever. But you just have to remember that, like, you will get there, you will get over it, you will start like living your life just like for you, about you, not involving them. You'll get to a point where you don't care about them anymore, and eventually one day you'll look back and they will literally just be a stranger to you, and it's like almost like you kind of forget that was even such like a huge part of your life. Like, you won't forget, but like you forget all those really strong feelings you felt for them, and you'll start to remember all like the negative things and be like, yeah, thank God I'm not with them anymore.
That's all very true.
Another thing is you broke up for a reason.
I was just gonna say
I broke
that.
up with so many people.
Here's the thing. What's happening is you're seeing them with somebody else, and all the good memories are
Yes.
flooding into your head. You're forgetting all the bad ones. So what you got to
Right.
do is you got to be like, you got to pause for a second and be like, okay, would I want to be back with this person? Would I want to be that new person that they're with? And the answer is probably no, because you broke up with them for a reason. So remember the reasons you broke up with them. And then in the next person you get with, you now know what you want, because you went through the experience of knowing what you don't want.
Well, sometimes people break up with other people and that one person didn't want to break up with them.
Yeah, but
that wasn't my case, but I'm just saying, like, mine was always mutual.
If they broke up with you, they broke up with you for a reason. You don't want to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to be with someone that broke up
And
with
the
you.
only way that you can get over that
it's
is
normally not completely one-sided though. There's normally it is you might not want to break up with them because you don't want to be alone or something, but there
Yeah.
could be another reason that you
Yeah.
just got to think about.
You literally, the day that you guys break up, you literally have to cut it out of your
Yeah.
life. You cannot go to his Instagram. You cannot go to his social media.
Yeah.
You have to cut it out and pretend that it never was there, and live your life and really feed yourself good things and like good positive information, and hang around people who love you and support you, and things that make you happy, and whether it's art or the gym, or just put it back into yourself. Get yourself healthy and feeling as good as you possibly can, because that is every time I broke up with somebody or we broke up, that is what I did after crying for 24 hours or 48 hours, and then I would get over it. At least give yourself a day or two to
crying
mourn.
is a gentle
I'm sorry.
word.
24 to 48 hours, Mom.
Yeah.
No. It was like
That's
3
insane.
weeks.
That's a crazy
No,
crying
not of
session.
crying.
Oh,
Not of crying
She went
like that.
longer than that?
Mom would. It was not crying. It was moaning and
No, I'm just saying, like,
whimpering
she
and-
wouldn't cry for one day and then
Literally, Mom. What was that?
I don't know.
it was literally like a.
I don't know.
poor mom. Just roasting her.
I've been through hell.
It's okay,
though.
mom.
No, it's all fine. It was all lessons learned.
Fine.
But I didn't, you guys have kept me going, so here I am.
Do you think it would have been a lot harder if you didn't have kids?
I probably wouldn't be here.
I
We
feel
would
like,
sit there and
really?
comfort you.
Yeah.
I remember I'd sit there and
I probably
hold-
would have goes to I don't know if you can say that.
Oh my god.
It's not funny, actually. Or I would have just
funny.
drowned in like a bath of whiskey or something like that. I don't know.
Holy shit. That's a crazy
Nothing
way to
is
go
that. No relationship is ever that serious.
Yeah.
In the
Oh,
moment
it
it
felt
is though.
so bad at the time. Nobody
In the
could
moment,
tell you
yes,
otherwise.
it can make you feel terrible. Like, listen, I literally went through a very similar situation to this person's story, like dating someone for nearly 5 years and then not being with them anymore. And like, given it was definitely more my choice, but for one, you can't look at the Instagram. Stop
No.
doing that.
Yeah.
Just stop. Like, you're torturing yourself. They literally are only going to
Block
show the best
them.
parts of everything on Instagram.
Yeah,
They're going to
exactly.
show them with new people because they probably know that you're looking at it and they want you to see it. And you just need to put that out of your mind. Like, that is not healthy. Delete Instagram if that's what you're using it for. And aside from that, like I said, it's just not linear.
Oh, I know what else.
You have to give yourself time because that's really the only thing that can help
I know
you.
what can help. It seriously helped me is like self-help read books, like all kinds of really good books. And now that YouTube's got so many different videos on like all of that stuff, how to get over a breakup, you can see so many different videos. Like I used to watch literally all day videos and listen to them in my car. Don't listen to sad songs either.
Well, you can if you just want to sit there and cry.
Right, exactly. If you're done crying, don't
Yeah,
listen
and
to sad
also
songs
let
anymore. And don't watch
yourself-
love movies for a little while.
I view breakups as like it is a grieving process. Let yourself grieve and let yourself cry and be sad when
Yeah.
you want to be sad, but always pull yourself out of it at some point because you'll get over it.
Exactly.
You'll get past it.
Also, the one of the best feelings is being like, wow, I'm free. I can do whatever I want. I can talk to whoever I want. I can kiss whoever I want. Like, you literally you're not tied to anyone anymore. You don't owe anyone anything. You literally can go out and have fun and live your life and date and talk to new people. And like, that is such an exciting feeling when you literally haven't had it for the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's a new
So, like,
era of
embrace
life.
it.
Look at it as a
Literally,
new
it
era
is
of
like-
life.
Yeah, any negative part of it that comes to your head, try to spin it into a positive aspect.
Yeah. You will get to that refreshing, free point where
Yeah.
you literally just don't think about it anymore.
Because one day it just lifts and you don't think about it.
And you will become a new person and you'll look back and be like, I could never be with that person at this point in my life and who I've become. And like, you will only grow to be more proud of yourself as time goes on.
Yeah, don't go too crazy though. Don't go out to a bunch of bars and get some STDs.
Well, don't get STDs.
No, just get
But I
drunk.
did go out to a bunch of bars and I had a blast. So
Yeah.
that's your thing.
Have fun and know it's gonna pass. Or it's just you're gonna forget about it. That is true. Breakups are crazy because it feels so serious in the moment, and then years go by and you're just like, I don't care
You're
anymore.
like, who is
Yeah.
that person? I have no idea.
That's what time does.
I know their name.
Time really does heal wounds.
It does. And life can only get better.
Yep. I guess we should end on that note. Life can only get better.
I'm going to put that on shirt. Anyway, see you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.